Expectations podcast.
Pro wrestling superstar Rhino and his co-host Gary come to you live each week with guests from the worlds of pro wrestling, comics, movies, sports, and more. So if your standards aren't too high, Terry and Gary's Low Expectations podcast is for you.
And even today, when I'm in there wrestling, I feel energized. I feel good. I feel like I've got a lot left in the tank.
Get things going, baby. Oh, man, they don't lie.
You have to grow a mohawk so that you can go by the name Kleba Lang.
The ratings are through the roof right now.
Right.
Catch Terry and Gary every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern live on Podcast Detroit. Download Terry and Gary or stream on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or the Terry and Gary TV YouTube channel. You know what to do next. Leave your expectations at the door and enjoy the show.
Leave your expectations at the door and enjoy the show. Maybe because of the show content, but not because of our guests.
Right. That's for sure.
We got a good one today.
Diener. Violent by Design.
That's right.
My man.
VBD brother.
Right. We might make Gary just for this, 20 or 30 minute interview, a honorary member of Violent by Design.
That's right.
Yeah. That way we can.
I don't get to get beat in or anything, do I? Or beat out or none of that stuff?
Blood in, blood out, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Roll.
Well,
right, Diener?
That's how we roll.
Right.
I believe it. I've seen your matches.
Right.
But let's get right into we got August 26th coming up, and we got Diener coming down again.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we big victory last.
That's right. Yes,
FOP.
that's right. I mean, normally when VBD's doing their business, for the longest time, VBD never got to actually wrestle in front of an audience. And actually, I'm just realizing now that match we had, me, you, and Joe there, that was our first match as VBD in front of fans. Because we hadn't done, right? They hadn't, so that was that next tapings that they had fans at Slammiversary in the Impact Zone. So the very first time we got to wrestle in front of fans was right there in Monroe, Michigan, as baby faces, by the way. Big white meat baby faces in Monroe, Michigan. But man, I had a freaking blast. I mean, what a hot crowd, and what a oh man. I leaned over to both you, Terry, and to Joe like a couple times. I just kept saying, like, on the apron, I'm like, this is awesome. Oh, this is so much fun. This is so awesome. I had a blast. I can't wait to be back, man.
Right. And the crazy thing about it is you go down to Nashville, and at the Impact pay-per-view and the tapings and all that stuff, big difference. We're big heels.
Big heels with Terry turning to small children and saying, "Shut up, kid." Gary.
Oh, go ahead. You want to tell the story?
Yeah. So I'm in the ring. Like I remember you telling me that after I got out of the ring, but like it aired. I saw it when it aired, and it was exactly like you described, Terry. Like I'm wrestling Willie Mack, who's an amazing talent, and we're beating him up, and the crowd's getting all over us. They're all against VBD. They're all for Willie Mack. And, it's just the crowd's at a fever pitch. We're excited to be wrestling in front of fans. The fans are excited to be, back watching some wrestling live. And the crowd's just buzzing the whole match, making noise. And they're yelling at Rhino and VBD, who's at ringside. And then all of a sudden, it's like this fever pitch of buzz kind of like starts to come down, and then all of a sudden it just gets quiet. Like whatever was happening in the match, they stop making noise just for a second, and right at that very second was when Terry decides to turn around and go, "You shut up, kid." And like it was loud, and just you can audibly hear the whole audience just like, "Oh."
Right. Well, let me add to that. These kids were standing on the chair, and they probably had to be about 11 years old, 12. And they were giving me the business, Gary, right? They're like, "Rhino, you suck," right? And all that stuff. And, and it's okay. You stink, Rhino. They might have said stink, suck. I don't know. But anyways, long story short, right as I turn around to say, shut up, you little kid,
Yeah.
The crowd, for whatever reason, just went silent.
Yeah.
Right. And, like I was already committed. So I literally had to say, shut up. I had to follow through. Right.
You had to.
So anyways, I ended up following through with it. And, I was yelling at the kid. Right. And right when I said that, like the crowd was just like, oh my God, why did he say that? It's a little kid. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I'm already committed, and it was like I don't know, whatever, like you said, the crowd was just so hot throughout the whole show and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just happened. And it's like, all right, well, now I've got real heat.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, for telling the kid to shut up. Yeah.
We won't be telling the kids to shut up in Monroe, Michigan, though. We'll be white meat baby faces throwing drop kicks and sunset flips.
Right.
You probably made that kid's day.
Right. So, yeah, you're wrestling Trey.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I was just telling Gary before you rolled up in your office there, Terry, that I've never wrestled Trey in a singles. He's an amazing talent. The things he can do are just unbelievable. I've only ever touched him once, and that was when we had a match with him when we did that 4-on-4 kind of hardcore gauntlet a number of months ago. I was in the ring with him for, a couple minutes, not even, maybe a minute. There was some great chemistry there. So I'm really looking forward to doing a singles match with him in Monroe. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And he's undefeated in Monroe, Michigan for IWR.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, your win-loss record, your win record is right up there.
I'm undefeated too, right?
In Monroe, yeah. There you go. Undefeated for IWR and in Monroe.
There you go.
Yeah. Both have better records than Rhino.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wait one second.
I'm
on video chat. Yeah, I can turn around if you want. No. Yeah, no, I'm on a video chat.
Rhino's now getting out of the bank. Or wherever he is.
No, this guy, I'm talking to my phone, and this guy's like, are you taking pictures of this kiosk? I'm like, or Kia? I'm like, no.
You are at the bank.
Video chat. Well, it's a bank next to a bank. I'm running around, Cody. So I'm running around paying my bills and stuff like this, and putting in money because I have where they take money out every month and stuff. So I'm trying to get everything done before I go on the road. Switch money to this bank and that bank and pay some bills, do some errands. And I'm like, all right, Gary, I'm gonna get to the bank or try to get to the bank. And so there's a bank next to a bank that's closed down. So I'm like, I'll just park in this parking lot, right? And this guy across the street at a house, he parked his Kia there. I'm like, brother, I want to see you in a Kia.
Yeah.
I totally botched that joke. Yeah. But anyways. Yeah, but this guy's like, he's eyeing me up. So I kept on looking. And then finally he came over, and he's like, are you taking pictures of this Kias? No, man. Or Kia. Like, no, I just work for an insurance company. Is it insured? But anyways.
I can see why you've titled the name of your podcast Low Expectations. Because this is...
we try to bring it.
Right.
This is awesome. Oh, this is
hey,
awesome.
David Mistake said, whoop, whoop, time for the best Thursday show going. Well, that's high praise, David.
Thanks,
thank
David.
you very much. Yeah. And I don't think this is very nice, Cody Fleming. Diener.
I know who that guy is. Yeah. I know who that is, Cody Fleming. I know him from. I've seen that ugly mug. If I'm correct, I've seen that ugly mug at some shows for Malcolm Monroe there. Yeah, there's a group of guys there that claim that Diener's a wiener. No one's gonna be saying that in Monroe. You're not coming to Monroe there, Cody.
Hide that comment.
Right. Cody's getting some heat, man, coming in.
That's right.
Babyface or not, you still get heat.
I can be a tweener.
Right.
I can be a tweener wiener. Diener the tweener wiener. Whatever we need.
He's a betweener wiener. So
we've got
good.
We've got a couple other great matches. Ben Boone, is going to be wrestling Gary. Did you want to tell his opponent?
I haven't announced it yet, but the Kenny Urban.
Yes. Good old Kenny Urban.
Sweet.
Kenny's just funny. Yeah, Kenny's funny as hell. You know, he's got a tan, and he's strolling in from the beach. I think he's just hanging in the boatyard. Right. Tanned up. Yeah.
Plus, he walks around with a rubber chicken, or rubber goose, or whatever it is, goose mask. So.
Right. So, but it was funny last month, or last show. Ben Boone comes out and he's like, "I'll try to be a baby face." So he finally gives the rose to someone, right? And Logan just comes in and destroys him. And right at the 1, 2, 3, the lady threw the rose back. I mean, you couldn't have planned that any better, right? She's just like, yeah,
awesome.
He's waited 5 shows to finally give that rose out. He finally does, and it gets thrown in his face after like a 30-second destroy it.
I've seen the rose get launched back in the ring, and I just started laughing. I'm like, well, so much for his babyface run.
Lasted a whole 30 seconds. His intro lasted
right. Yeah. So, I mean, the wrestling fans, I'm sure you've experienced that. Some of the stuff the wrestling fans say or do is just hilarious. Do you have any any experiences that come off the top of your head?
Well, actually, probably the most unexpected thing that's happened to me is I've actually been physically attacked.
Really?
Yeah. So I was wrestling at a fair, like at a county fair, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and I had just started to do this heel gimmick. I had actually just changed from I used to be like a white meat babyface or a generic heel. I wrestled as Cody Steele, and I was experimenting with this new idea of switching my gimmick over to Cody Deaner, and I'd cut my hair into a mullet and a handlebar mustache, and I went full bore. And I decided to start doing this gimmick on the carnival circuit, and I called myself the Carney Cody Deaner. And I would do this game where I'd invite a kid into the ring to win a prize, and I had this great prize. I'd come out shaking hands, kissing babies, being the baby face, and saying, "Hey, in the spirit of the carnival, I want to bring a kid into the ring right now, and you can win a prize." And I have this sweet prize that someone can win, and I'm like, and you only have to do. The game is simple. All you got to do is throw this ball into this bucket 3 times, and you win the prize. And whoever cheers the loudest gets to come in the ring. And the kids just start going crazy. And I tell the promoter, I said, I'm going to choose a legitimate kid. Like, we're not going to do a plant or anything. I'm going to pick a real kid, the kid that's actually screaming the loudest. So these kids are going crazy. And I picked this, 6-year-old boy out of the audience he wants this toy. I don't even remember what it was, like a big stuffed teddy bear or something. And he comes in and he throws the ball in the bucket once. I'm like, oh, good job. Everyone cheers, throws the ball in the bucket twice. And you can imagine what's going to happen here. Goes to throw the ball in the bucket the 3rd time, and I pull the bucket away. And I look at him, I go, oh, buddy, you missed. And you know why? It's because you suck. And the kid starts to cry, and the people just rush the ring. Like, I was like, oh my God, I almost started a full-scale riot. This fun, yay, we're coming to the carnival to watch this fun wrestling show, and all of a sudden these people are trying to get in the ring, and there's grown-ups trying to literally get into the ring, and I'm like, holy crap, like this went sideways. And there's no security because we're wrestling at carnival. Right. But luckily the babyface comes out, just like we planned, and he's like, I'm gonna don't worry, kid, I'm gonna beat him up. And I'll get the prize and I'll give it to you. So he has the kid kind of in his corner, and the kid stops crying. Now he's cheering. Everybody's kind of calm now. And then in the middle of the match, I do the Jerry Lawler. I pull this gimmick out of my tights, and I'm jabbing him in the throat, and I keep hiding it in my pocket. Now the fans are pissed. He's got a weapon in his pocket. And there's one guy in particular who's going crazy that this ref can't see this weapon I keep hiding in my pocket. And just as I'm about to hit him like 3rd or 4th time, all of a sudden I'm by the ropes, and I feel like my knee starts to kind of give out, and I turn, and this guy has run to the ring, and he grabbed my foot, and he's trying to pull me out of the ring. He's like, you're not going to use this weapon anymore, you son of a bitch. And he's so for me to not like tear my knee out, because he's this giant grown man is
Right.
I turn and I fall down and I take a bump for this guy. I fall down on my butt, and he's trying to pull me out of the ring. And now I see red, because you know this,
Right.
Terry. Like,
right.
you once you cross that barrier as a fan, that's
Right.
the no-go zone. Like, you're
Right.
done. So he's trying to pull me out of the ring, and I just like, well,
Put him in the
here it
face.
is. I just take my other free foot and I just kick him full force, boom, right in the nose. And he goes flying backwards, takes a bump. By that time, the promoter and a couple boys came running out. They grabbed the guy, they cart him off. You son of a bitch! And they pull him out of the fair. And then I continue in the match as the great heel. And then, yes, the babyface wins, gives the kid the teddy bear. Everybody's happy. Everybody goes home happy. But oh man, I not what I was expecting that day at the office. But also, yeah, and you also know this Rhino. If you can get somebody, you know, in the kind of modern wrestling era to actually believe what's happening in the ring and get out of their seat and physically attack you, I mean, that's kind of a notch in the belt for me as a heel. It was a good day at the office for me. Well,
this just in, wrestling fans, for IWR, Cody Diener will be doing a presentation of throw a ball in a bucket and you win a prize.
Yeah.
Did you do that game before? Was that a one and done, or did you keep doing that?
No, I kept doing that. It was so good. I started taking that around, and I started doing it, and I started doing it everywhere, and yeah, never got attacked again, but made plenty of child cry, actually. And I actually did it once. I did it in a stadium show. This was fun. I did it to a kid in Buffalo at a stadium. They used to run ballpark brawl shows. Did you ever do any of those, Terry?
I think I did one of them.
Yeah, it was like
they were really popular.
Yeah, the manager of the Buffalo Bisons, his name was Christopher Hill. He'd run a big show every year, and I did it there. And it was actually on Sergeant Slaughter's birthday. So I did it, and then the babyface that came out to get me was Sergeant Slaughter. And he runs out to save the kid, calls me a maggot, and tells me to get out of the ring. But then I come back after he comes out in babyface. I come back out with a giant birthday cake, trying to apologize to the kid and to Sarge, offering him a birthday cake. And then obviously in wrestling, whenever there's a cake in the ring, someone's taking the cake. So both the promoter took some cake, and then I took some cake in the face and the Cobra Clutch, and that was a fun day at the office, getting cake smeared all over me, the Cobra Clutch by Sergeant Slaughter. So yeah, man, that's probably the next highlight with the Carney Cody Diener deal. So if you want the Carney to show up in Monroe, I think I can make it happen.
We might. So if you walk in the locker room and you see a giant stuffed teddy bear, a ball, and a little basket,
dirty basket. Okay.
You ever got anybody that pissed, Terry? Or they want to actually?
Well, I was married one time, and every time I come
not your wife, not your ex-wife. I mean, a legitimate fan.
She wouldn't grab my foot and try to pull me out of the ring. She'd come at me, I thought she was Mike Tyson, the way she was throwing those fists. I'm like, what do I do now? So, but yeah, that and every other relationship I've been in seems like, there's a pattern there.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Patrick Mendez said Carney would fit right in. I guess he's talking about Monroe because he's from around here, so he knows it's the perfect town to do the Carney thing. We just had the fair last week too.
Nice.
Should have had it last week at the Monroe County Fair.
Those are my kind of people, Monroe. I love it there, man. That's where pro wrestling is the best. Like, and I'm not just blowing smoke. Like those small towns where they really appreciate what they see and they appreciate the effort of the fans and they react and respond to everything. They're just happy to be there, just want to have a good time. They're not cynical or like jaded. Like they're just families that want to have a good, fun time. That's exactly what those shows are, and exactly why I love them so much, for sure.
Yeah. And the cool thing about it is it just goes hand in hand. And, and the cool thing about, the fairs and wrestling, a lot of times they'll have the wrestling during the week because they know wrestling's a draw.
Yeah.
And so it's nice as an independent wrestler, or when you're able to do indies and you're with a company like Impact or AEW, you can do those shows during the week, and it's nice to get on the road during the week too. But yeah, someone had mentioned to me, Gary, because our fair over here in Monroe, I think it broke the record they had.
Yeah, it's one of the largest in Michigan.
Yeah, by 30,000.
Yeah,
wow.
It was packed. And people were ready. They were ready to get back. They missed the year of the fair, and fair's big around here. We have a big 4-H. We have a big, a big midway. It was time, and people came out in groves. So I'm glad to see it. I know the guy that runs the fair, so maybe we can get a little fair wrestling match next year.
Yeah, a couple people had actually mentioned that to me. They're like, "Why don't you do a show at the fair?" I'm like, "Well, we'll have to talk because that's more of a paid gig."
Yeah,
they've got it because you can't do tickets on that. It's just like a side attraction. Yeah. So, and that's how it always goes. But yeah, whoever runs the fair, we can, because they're already starting to plan the fair for next year. Right. There's no time off on that stuff. But yeah, Gary, you were out there, and then you run the Pop Fest over there at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, we ran a booth there. We had a 13-foot rocket and group that a local guy, Rob Miller, made for us to put up there, and it was a fun time. It was busy. We took a lot of pictures, passed out a lot of flyers, seen a lot of people. It was a good time.
Yeah, and then the show on the September, the Pop Fest?
Yeah, September 17th and 18th. 17th is a little bit of a preview night, 5 to 9, and then the 18th is the big show. We'll be open from 9:30 to 6 at night. I actually got a video I want to play if you guys don't mind for a second here of our latest guest video. Let's get at that. And
hi, Doug Jones here. Yes, that tall, skinny, goofy actor fellow who plays lots of monsters and creatures, often covered in rubber bits, in movies and TV shows like Star Trek Discovery, The Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 1 and 2, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and, of course, the annual favorite, Hocus Pocus. I have been away from conventions, as many of you have, for way too long now, but it looks like we're coming back. The season is back upon us, and I cannot wait to see all of you there in Monroe, Michigan. Yes, at Monroe Pop Fest. September 18th, I will be there to share the love, so please come out and share that love with me. I have missed you all. I can't wait to see you, so come on. Monroe Pop Fest, September 18th. Come on.
I can't think of a better spokesman than Doug Jones, so it was pretty cool.
Right.
There, the 18th, and I don't know how much movies you follow, but he's been every creature you can imagine. It's been him. He's in Star Trek Discovery right now as Lieutenant Saru. He was Abe Sapien in Hellboys 1 and 2. He was Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four. Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus. Just the list goes on, and we're excited to have him. So September 18th, come on, get here.
Yeah. What now as far as September 18th, you said the preview show on the 17th. Now what is that like?
It's a 5 to 9 show. There'll be some vendors. Most of the vendors will be set up, but we have 150 vendors. Some of the guests will be there. We have 6 Power Rangers that'll be there from various seasons, and they'll be there. Mostly, a lot of the times, just people that don't want to, the crowd. The Saturday they come the night before to kind of like scope out the toys and the comic books and all that stuff, and meet the guests that are there. And we did it in a way just so we could actually spread it out because we were scared with the pandemic going on. We wanted to spread the crowd out a little bit. So our first, if it doesn't go well, we can blame it on the pandemic.
Right. Well, if you have one ticket, can you go on Friday and Saturday, or are they separate tickets?
Yeah, we have a VIP that you can get Friday and Saturday, and it comes with a big print, comes with a badge, comes with early entry. It comes with a lot of extra goodies, pins and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get one for Friday night for $10 right now online. You can get actually it's $6 online for Fridays, $10 online for Saturday, and it's $20 for the weekend. And then the prices go up the door. So
yeah, nice.
And now, one year we're going to get you there.
What's that?
One year we're going to get you there.
Yes. I've been with Impact Wrestling the last couple times. We've tried to make it work. So
next year, 2022.
There it is. Dean, are you a big comic book fan, or are you scary movie, anything like that?
Superhero? Yeah, when I just started, I started to read comic books. Not when I was younger. I started to get into some more graphic novels and stuff a number of years ago. But as you were talking there, and you talked about Power Rangers, it reminded me of my childhood. I'm pre-Power Rangers though. I was a big He-Man mark when I was a kid, and I just started watching the new He-Man with my son. My son, he's 7, and we watched the new He-Man, and we've gone back and to watch all the old He-Mans and and he's a huge He-Man fan. So getting to kind of relive, got a lot of guys my age that have kids. Or now all the retro stuff's coming back, like the He-Man, so all the dads can kind of rewatch it with their kids, and it's really cool. So I'm sold on that fest there. I want to show up and see if I get some sweet retro He-Man stuff for my son.
Right. That's the cool thing about a lot of that stuff is the vendors,
Yeah.
And, and you meet, like, it's just like us, you meet a lot of the actors and, from the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers are so over. There's a lot of actors. You can get stuff signed. You can, they have action figures and stuff you can get signed. Same thing with wrestling, but it's like in all the vendors, the stuff they have to buy, and the different things and the unique things too, so
yeah.
It's really cool. So,
and this year we're excited. We added an IWR booth, Insane Wrestling Revolution. So we'll have some of the wrestlers there. I think Bachelor Ben Boone will be there. Mysterious Movado will be there. Nate Bach will be there. There'll be a few other ones too. So we're excited about that too. And if we weren't busy, you could come down with us.
Yeah. Speaking of Movado, in the one of the VIP matches, Movado is going to be wrestling Sam Beal.
Oh, that's
ooh.
In Sam Beal's corner will be Ox. So Movado, he's going to be there, and that's definitely. There's only 20 second row seats left.
I think there's less than that, maybe 15 second row seats left now.
Yeah.
You'll be hitting.
So the VIP. So that, and doors open for VIP at 6.
Yep.
And that's the 22nd the 26th of August.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's one thing that I wanna put over you guys on with that IWR, like the concept of VIP. I mean, you've seen this, Terry. There's so many times I've gone to shows and people get like VIP seats and they don't get anything extra with the VIP. Like, it's just, you get VIP is just code for like front row. No, but with you guys, you get that additional match. Like Movado and Sam Beal, like that could that's a main event on any indie show, like legitimately, and that's going to be just like a exclusive VIP deal. Like, that's awesome. Yeah. Like you get your money's worth if you're doing an IWR VIP. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is people they get 2 extra matches, and we just don't put anybody out there. You know, I mean, who knows? I could be on a VIP match. You never know. So, but definitely, and you get an early start on meeting, and that's great that we do the meet and greets. Like, you'll be out there with the meet and greets, and you have a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good photos, and a lot of good stuff with Violent by Design and all that. So, if people want to meet you, Trey, all the other talents, they just get there early, like from 7 to 7:30. That's when the general admission comes in, and they can meet and greet and everybody. And, our intermissions are, 15 minutes. So we don't have a lot of time to meet the talent, but there is some talent out there. So, and then we're usually done by 9 o'clock. So everybody can get their kids home and in bed at a decent hour. So when there is school, the kids aren't tired the next day. So
Stitches McVeigh says, "Good seeing y'all, fellas. Hope you're doing well." Thanks,
Stitches.
But
hey, we're hitting that 30-minute mark. I know we got to let you go. We got to start wrapping things up. Gary, is there anything you want to add?
I think I see blue lights coming behind you, so you might want to get the hell out of there. We have a live police chase on Terry and Gary's Low Expectations podcast.
Right. That guy came out of his house. He, lit a cigarette. He's walking, and he's across the street. And, he's eyeing me up, and I knew he was like, he's mean mugging me. And then he finally came across the street. He looked at his car and stuff, and then he's like saying something to me. My windows are up, and I'm like, yo, it's like, are you taking pictures? Yeah, I'm taking pictures while talking to my phone.
I really want that idea,
Right. I should have. No, I'm not taking pictures, and then grab my other phone and just did this.
You're cutting out on us, Terry. Hey, Diener, I appreciate you coming down and joining us today. I'm sorry it didn't work out the first time. Glad you came back.
Yeah.
And 26, we're going to be here in Monroe again. We're looking forward to seeing you. It's going to be a great match. You're going to steal the show. I can feel it.
Yeah, buddy.
And hey, just why don't you tell everybody, we didn't get a chance to talk about all your charity work and your Giver for Charity Foundation, stuff like that. So why don't you give us a quick rundown on that and where the fans can find you?
Yeah, man, you can find all the stuff that I'm doing with my Giver for Charity work. I partner with a lot of different children's charities across Canada, and they're actually every charity that I connect with and do work with, it's all connected to a fan that I've actually met at an event. So a true fan of mine that I've kind of become friends with after meeting them. We raise money together for different charities. So amazing charities like the Rumball Camp for the Deaf. It's a summer camp for deaf children to go to and kind of be with other kids that have had the same life experience as them. Community living centers, people with disabilities that need help. The Brantford, in Brantford, Ontario, there's an amazing place called the Lansdowne Children's Center. It helps kids with autism get involved in community programs. So those are just a few of the children's charities that I partner with. And basically, the way I do it is when I'm at like a merchandise table, like the one at IWR, or when I'm doing these kind of meet and greet types things, I have specific items like Giver for Charity merch that I sell, and then I don't keep any of the money. I just donate all that money to whatever charity I'm raising money for at that time. So it's just an idea that I came up with a couple years ago. It was like kind of a small idea, and then it really blossomed to the point now I've raised almost $20,000 for different children's charities across Canada since starting to do that. So if you want to learn more, or if there's any charity people that are affiliated with charities that kind of want to learn more, or maybe do some affiliated work to try to help out some kids, you can just check out codydiener.com. That has all the info on kind of how Giver for Charity works. Also has information on motivational speaking that I do. I've been starting to go into schools and share my life story and share stories with them, kind of about my life and help kids, stay motivated, which is really important during this time. We've had a kind of a crazy year. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into doing more in-person presentations. So if there's any schools in Michigan that want to bring me in, I would love to come into a school in Michigan and share my story with the schools. All the information is at codydiener.com about all that stuff. So I appreciate you letting me talk about that, Gary.
I've seen your motivational stuff online and your, all your charities work you did. So we definitely wanted to hear about that. So thank you for all you do. Can't wait to see you the 26th. Yeah, I got to ask one thing before we go. I want you and Terry to do that Violent by Design mean look you guys do. I mean, you're just scary as hell coming down. Look at those eyes. Come on, let's do it. My wife gives me those eyes all the time, so I'm used to it. But you guys are the best. We'll be back next week. So I download iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the streaming services. Next week, we'll see. Don't have any expectations, so we don't want to
keep them low. Keep those expectations low.
Keep them low, guys. Hey, awesome. Thanks for joining us. We guys see you. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.